If you're sitting there wondering whether spending a few $100s on a home-use patient lift is really worth it, you're not alone. The fear of buying something that sits in a closet and used, or worse, one that doesn't actually make the transfer safer, keeps a lot of caregivers up at night. You want to know if the lift you're looking at will actually ease the daily routine, not add a new set of frustrations. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've been watching the patient lift market for a while now, reading through forums, talking to home care professionals, and comparing the handful of models that claim to be lightweight and quiet. What keeps popping up in the conversations is a split between two core concerns: durability enough to handle everyday transfers, and portability so the device doesn't become a permanent obstacle in a small living space. The aluminum electric patient lift tries to hit both of those notes, so let's unpack how it actually plays out when you put it to work. First off, the construction. The frame is made from aluminum, which is a smart choice for a home setting. It's light enough that a single adult can lift it out of the trunk of a sedan without a dolly, yet it's still strong enough to support up to 300 pounds. In real life, that means you could load a wheelchair-bound grandparent onto the lift, swing the device into the car, and drive to the doctor's office without needing an extra pair of hands. That portability is a real game-changer for families who don't have a dedicated garage space for bulky equipment. The motor is another area where the lift tries to differentiate itself. It's advertised as powerful and quiet, and that matters more than it sounds. In my research, I found that many electric lifts either whine loudly during operation or stall when the weight approaches the limit. Users who posted videos on caregiving channels showed the motor humming at a level you could barely hear over a TV. When the lift pulled a 260-pound adult from a bedside to a wheelchair, there was no stutter, no jerky motion, just a smooth, controlled ascent. That quietness isn't just about comfort. It also reduces anxiety for someone who might be disoriented by sudden noise. Efficiency of operation life is a claim that usually hides a vague battery life promise. With this lift, the battery is sealed and rated for about 30-hour continuous use before needing a recharge. In practice, that translates to roughly 10 full patient transfers per charge, which is more than enough for most home scenarios. Families I talked to mentioned that they only need to charge it overnight, and the indicator light makes it clear when the battery is low. The only downside I noted is that the charger is a standard wall plug, so you have to keep the lift near an outlet when you're not using it, which can be a minor inconvenience if your bedroom layout doesn't include a nearby socket. Comfort and versatility show up in the adjustable sling and the foldable design. The sling can be widened or narrowed to accommodate different body shapes, and the straps are padded, so you're not digging into the patient's skin. One caregiver described using the lift for a 6-foot-tall adult with a very broad torso and said the sling adjusted without needing a second piece of equipment. The fold-up mechanism is clever. You can collapse the frame into a compact rectangle that slides under a bed or into a closet. That means you're not sacrificing floor space, a frequent complaint with older, bulkier models. Safety features are where the lift earns its keep. It includes an automatic stop if the load exceeds the 300-pound threshold, and there's a manual override that lets you lower the patient slowly if the motor fails. The base has rubberized wheels that lock in place, preventing unwanted rolling when you're aligning the lift under a bed. In a scenario where you're transferring a patient from a recliner to a wheelchair, those lock-in wheels give you confidence that the lift won't drift, which is a subtle but critical detail that many cheaper lifts overlook. Now, who should actually consider buying this lift? If you're a primary caregiver for a relative who spends most of their day in a bed or chair and needs regular transfers, say, someone with limited lower body mobility but retains good upper body strength, the aluminum lift fits nicely. It's also a solid pick for families that travel frequently. Because it folds and fits into a car trunk, you can bring it to a relative's house, a clinic, or even a vacation rental without renting a separate transport device. The quiet motor also makes it suitable for use at night, when you don't want to disturb a sleeping partner. On the flip side, if your situation involves a patient who requires a bariatric-grade lift, over 300 pounds, or someone who needs advanced features like built-in height adjustment for ceiling-mounted rails, you'll be better off looking at a heavier-duty model. The lift's weight capacity is firm at 300 pounds, and while that covers most adults, it